shake it. What? Kiss, kiss, kiss ass. What? Shake, 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 shake it. What? Kiss, kiss, kiss ass. What? Shake, 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 shake it. What? Kiss, kiss, kiss ass. What? Shake, 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 shake it. What? Kiss, kiss, kiss ass.
Contamination taking hold. Burn it down, gonna burn it down. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Watch it burn down to the ground. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Watch it burn down to the ground.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? How the heck are you? You taking care of yourself? If you don't take care of you, can't take care of others. Just putting that out there. All right. So let's dive right into it. So I seen two things today that I wanted to talk about, right? One is obviously Karen Read Day 3, and I just wanted to give some thoughts about it and see what you guys thought about it. However, before I go into that one, I actually wanted to review, somebody had posted a video today of Chris Proudfoot on a panel, and he handled himself respectfully, and the amount of I don't know, audacity, so to speak, that people have to discount the parents of a father over a caller in on a channel was kind of shocking. I've never watched this channel before, so they could be the best of the best, and this could just be a fluke, or this could be, their norm. I don't know. So keep that in mind before we review this. Don't come for me. I don't know these people. There's no connection. I just happened to watch it this afternoon and was like, you know what? I think I want to review this and talk about it a little bit. Not rebranding, just something I felt like people needed to see and people needed to hear. So here we go. Hello to everybody in the chat. I hope you're doing well. All right. So the channel, we'll drop it in the, I'll put it in the description after the live stream. The channel is Crime Stories Obsessed. So she had a call-in show today, I guess, and it was talking about Sebastian Rogers. And she says there were updates that I know of. There has not been any updates on his missing status. Definitely not on the TBI website currently. So I'm not sure what that was about. But everybody gets to use whatever titles they want. It is what it is. But so she had just gotten off the phone with somebody who had called in, and apparently they basically were saying that somewhere, somebody somehow somewhere had seen Sebastian with with Katie's mother. Sorry, I'll move my mic. Thank you, Papa Jones. Maybe felt like I was too far away. Listen, honestly, Judge Bev has given me PTSD to mics being too close, because if I have to breathe into the mic again, I may lose it. I just may lose it. I'm just saying. So, but I just wanted to show this really quickly because Chris calls into the show, and I thought the things that he said were very powerful. And it's a great reminder for people. So here we go. Enjoy.
We'll give them that also. And somebody in chat came up with the address, and that's why I was asking you. It was held for review, and I don't know if it was approved or not, but I screenshot.
I don't know who that is on panel with them, so I apologize in advance. I don't know who that is on panel.
So I do have the address. So whoever did that, I thank you. I'll have to go back and look, but thank you for that. So we do have the address to the store.
Good. So when we finished on the call, we will get that information together and send it in.
So the person called in, they said, I seen, Katie's mom and Sebastian together somewhere, somehow, who knows where the information actually came from. And she couldn't turn it into the TBI, which they're going to get into in a little bit as to the reasons why. They're going to repeat the reasons why. But they were collecting the information during this live call-in show. and they are going to turn the information over to TBI. So we're not going to like block that from being heard by any amount of people. What we're going to do is we're going to let you talk about it here, and then we'll take it to law enforcement where it should potentially be. Okay. All right. That's different.
So,
Yes.
I mean, I do agree
Yeah.
with the chat.
Nashville, TN, United
Nashville.
States, +1615.
Okay.
Hello, Crime Stories Obsessed.
Yeah, is this the call-in show?
It is. Hi, you're live.
Hey, awesome. Hey, I heard somebody saying that they saw Katie's like mom or something with a kid. Is that really true?
It's difficult. That's what she said. I don't want to say too much on here without upsetting anybody that's listening, namely the person that just called in. But
So listen, that's what she said, the caller. That's what she said, and I don't want to say too much. Mind you, the caller has said plenty at that point. And I don't want to upset anybody by talking about it, mainly the caller. So that's whose feelings matter at this point in time, is that caller. Let's not upset the caller at that point. Okay. All right, cool.
we were just questioning if there was anything, any confusion. But we are going to take it seriously and make sure the address, the details, everything she said is passed over to law enforcement.
Now, I do appreciate that it is being turned into law enforcement. I just kind of feel like maybe if that person came on the show, like, hey, this sounds like information that we should probably go backstage and get that information, drop it in the back chat, and we'll get it over to TBI before we share it with the public. That just feels kind of important to me. But, who am I?
We're going to do that together when we finish on the call. So that
when they're done with this live YouTube show and everybody has watched this video that's out there, that's when they'll call TBI and turn it over to them, because that's when TBI should need it. Okay.
We'll actually give them the call. They can listen to it themselves. What did you make of it?
I want to add this to that call in.
What do you make of it? So we're going to continue speaking on this, whatever this caller has told us, but okay. And you now new caller, what do you think of it? Let's see.
Yeah.
You're talking to Chris, the stepfather of Sebastian Rogers
right
now.
Oh, hi.
And he was like, hold on. I was trolling you there for a second, but let me tell you who I really actually am. Okay. I don't think that they knew it was him at first. Maybe they had speculation of it, but I don't think they knew it was him. And he just came in like, oh, actually, let me tell you who I am and what I'm calling for. Oh, okay.
So here's the funny thing. The thing that lady was after spewing.
Yeah.
Absolutely crap.
Okay.
That's the funny thing.
The thing that lady's out there spewing, absolute crap. Okay. Tell us why, Chris.
Right.
Absolutely crap.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no worries. I
didn't want to upset her.
All these answers and they want to get stuff straight. Well,
thanks for calling in, but I didn't want to upset her, the caller. You, the parent of a missing child, watching her spew the crap, totally fine. Completely, I'm okay with that. But upset the caller who chose to come to the internet and share information instead of taking it to the TBI? No, we don't want to upset her. What? Are you serious right now? Oh, okay. And like, hey, thanks for calling. Like, you can go now. Have a nice day. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want these speculations and theories crushed. Please, Chris, we know you may have the facts and actual information. We don't want to hear that, Chris. See you later. Have a great day. Okay?
Oh, let's get stuff straight. Let's put this out here for everybody to understand.
Yeah.
Let's get it straight. Because clearly somebody is confused somewhere.
See, when you have people like that called into your show and they say they have all this information, and when you ask the question, why didn't you call law enforcement? Her answer was because my son didn't want me to.
Yeah, there's an issue.
There's a red flag that is absolute BS.
But you've got to be careful what you say on here. I don't want to upset the woman. You know what I mean?
Chris, you have to be careful what you say about what this lady has said, because I don't want to upset the lady. What? I feel like the math isn't mathing. Like, I feel like what she's trying to tell me is like 2 plus 2 equals 5 in the Common Core math kind of way. What? I don't, that doesn't calculate in my brain for me. Chris, you, the parent of a missing 15-year-old guy, you got to be careful of what you say, because I don't want to upset a caller who called in on some malarkey. What? Where make that make sense? Can anybody make that math make sense? I don't know. I wasn't very good at math in school, so that's not true. Math was my favorite subject, but still, you get the point.
She's given me the
I'm not
information.
saying here. I am stating the facts.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
because the reason why I'm one of the parents.
Right.
And let's talk about upsetting people, because
Go ahead on, Chris. I'm one of the parents, so let's talk about upsetting people. Do people who speculate, throw out theories, and don't take what they believe to be valid leads to the TBI, to law enforcement, so they can do their job? Do their feelings matter more than me as a parent who is worried and doesn't understand what the hell has happened to my child? Allegedly, potentially, in my opinion? In what world did we just switch over to? That a caller that calls in with a potential lead, allegedly, their feelings matter more than the parents. What? Wow. Okay. Let me keep going.
you've got people that go on these shows and they say these kinds of things,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't use common sense. Because if she had the information,
Mm-hmm.
so you mean to tell me that you just went on a show with 44,000 subscribers that you have,
Yeah.
and she openly admitted that she wouldn't call the cops but had information?
Right.
What kind of person with a compassionate heart
Right.
says something like that?
Probably somebody.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's probably
Right.
somebody with a bit of Alzheimer's.
It's probably someone with a bit of Alzheimer's. Ma'am. I understand that me and Clyde, we ride hard with each other, right? And 99% of the time we stay on a high horse, we stay on a soapbox. I get it. But do creators not have any responsibility for what happens on their channels? The lady is probably insane. That's why I let her up here to come and spew all this bullshit that she just did, Chris, while you watched. What? Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go.
Or somebody that's seen something on Facebook and has, you know.
Yeah, see, but once again, that
It's probably just somebody who's seen something on Facebook, Chris. You need to understand that these people have seen something on Facebook, and I, the creator, am going to give them this lovely platform here to repeat what they heard, not take it to law enforcement. No. Just going to go ahead and just let it be out there.
that's where it goes right back to speculations and assumptions, and then they put out false and misleading information.
That's right.
And unfortunately, it truly bogs down the investigation from law enforcement on every aspect.
Yep.
So, I mean, and I'm sure Seth would agree with me, and so does Katie on this deal, but we really don't want the rest of the BS out there. We just want true hardcore leads that could actually lead somewhere, not
I understand.
The father, stepfather, father, same thing to me. In a house, raised him, housed him, cared for him, provided for him. Father, okay, is saying, we don't need your speculation, theories, or anything else. We want people putting out the facts. So shout out to anybody on YouTube right now who is sticking to the facts, because you are honoring the actual request of the parents. And every single person who refuses to put out facts but pushes speculation, well, I'll give you a fuck you on behalf of Chris, okay? I'm just saying. Just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth.
Somebody who thinks they saw something and whatnot, we would just really call in and get those leads in if they feel that.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. The only problem is I'm a paramedic, so I understand it. You're going to get people that may have.
Wait, what? Did she just say she's a parent? She said, oh no, I get that you want, if somebody has what they believe to be vile information about this missing child, he wants them to turn it over to the TBI. If you really strongly believe that this is facts or this is true, turn it over to the TBI, law enforcement, Sumner County, whoever you're going to turn it over to, right? Okay. And her response is, listen, I get it. I'm a paramedic. What? How? Again, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5. Okay, let's keep listening.
Problems that may have dementia, and they don't understand. They don't realize. And if
okay, all right, I take that one back. She's saying, I'm a paramedic, and sometimes I come across people that they do have problems. They don't realize what they're saying. They've got some type of issue going on, and they just say whatever they want. Also, as a content creator, I will allow those people to come up and say whatever they would like. Oh. Okay.
If they were 30 years younger, they probably wouldn't call in because they know that it was just something that was in their mind.
If they were 30 years younger, they probably wouldn't call in because they would know that it's probably just something in their own heads. Ma'am, how about you don't encourage them to call in with strictly speculation? Or how about they state it's speculation? Or if they believe it to be a fact, they turn it straight into law enforcement. But we're going to keep going.
That they'd seen earlier on say Facebook or somewhere. We can't medically diagnose somebody over here, but just by.
We can't medically diagnose somebody. Who is the person giving out any kind of diagnosis at this point in time? Can anybody in the chat tell me who is currently giving out diagnoses or diagnoses, whichever one it is? I'm just curious.
No, I mean, you don't have to diagnose anybody over the air, but common sense, I don't care who you are, would say that if you have the information.
So Chris says, basically, I'm going to paraphrase for him. Fuck what you're talking about and making excuses for. What I'm saying is, if you have some viable information that needs to go to law enforcement, that's where it should be going. That's what I'm hearing him say.
And you think it's a credible thing, you should call law enforcement regardless. I mean, how would somebody feel if their child went missing?
Right.
And they were in our shoes and they had all these people calling in and saying that they have spotted this child, they've seen this and they've seen that, but refused to call it in.
Right. So Chris is like, what if it was you? What if it was you and it was your kid missing? How would you feel about what you see on the internet? How would you feel about certain creators? How would you feel about people speculating? How would you feel about somebody saying they seen something as a fact? They seen this happen, but they don't even call into the police department to help get you answers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, false tips are better than no tips. You know, but
I know that's
Yeah.
right.
true common sense on things like, you know, when people say, well, I just didn't want to call it in, that is a red flag right there.
Pause. He says, all it takes is a little common sense. All it takes is a little common sense. Chris needs to be arrested as soon as possible for admitting then lying about the belt. So here's the thing, Jennaru. There is no criminal charge for spanking your child with a belt one time. There's no criminal charge for that in any state across the entire country. So what do you want them to arrest him for? For whooping his kid one time? That's crazy. That's wild. I can't even. I'm pretty sure almost every single person in this chat right now, their parents would have to be arrested right now. Criminal charges. We already got prisons overflowing with people getting out that shouldn't be getting out of prison because they're so overflowing. What do you want him arrested for? That is wild. So you basically are just saying anybody who has ever spanked their child with the belt, they should just every one of us going to prison. Listen, I don't know if y'all know what a chancla is, but my mom perfected the chancla throw in our house, okay? Nationally accepted corporal punishment, right? Well, I don't know about all that, Papa Jones. Listen, everybody parents differently, right? I know Deets was saying the other day that she doesn't choose corporal punishment in her house. She didn't with her children when they were young, and that was her choice. If I choose that, that's my choice. Everybody has their own choice in what they choose to do. However, that's not illegal. Now, multiple times and you leave marks, now we're talking about abuse, and that makes a difference. I'll give you that one. However, one spanking with one belt, one time, does not equal you're going to jail. Okay. Just saying. Where do I call a tip? In the tip on my parents asking for a friend. I don't know. I don't know where that happens. I don't know. Yes, the chancla. Hasn't been that long ago. Your child could be spanked in school. Listen, I went to Catholic school and the nuns had rulers. Nobody ever came to arrest them. I am familiar with la chancla. Good. A flying chancla is very effective. Absolutely it was. You're still afraid of wooden spoons. Okay? That does not equal, again, you would have, I'd be pretty confident in saying that at least 6 out of 10 parents, you'd have to lock them away. He didn't do anything illegal. You may not agree with him spanking him. A lot of people, especially I've seen a lot of like single mothers who have said, if I got married to a man, even if he was taking care of my household or taking care of me, he would never put his hands on my kid. That's them. They didn't have that kind of relationship. They worked together and they disciplined together. It's their household, not our fucking business what they chose to do from there. And thus far, I just would like to remind you, law enforcement has said there was no foul play involved at this time. So there's that. Okay, let's go back to it. I do appreciate, though, who was that, Jenna? Jennaru, I do appreciate your comment. You are welcome here, even if you have a difference of opinion. The only thing I would ask is that you do not call names of that family, and that you respectfully disagree with the things that they, may have chosen in their parenting journey. That's all I do ask. Okay. I actually did get 3. Hi, Zero. I actually did get 3 swats with the ruler once in my public school. I don't even remember what I did. One teacher even had a swatting paddle. Listen, do y'all remember back in the 80s, there was these paddles and they had holes in them. Does anybody remember those? Maybe not. Maybe just me. I don't know. Maybe I was just bad. I talked a lot. Go figure. It's kind of who I am today. So there's that. Anyways. All right. Let's get back to this.
Even with law enforcement saying this.
Yeah.
When people say,
She said her
well,
family didn't want
they
her to
want
get
call
involved.
9 to 1.
Yeah,
Because
she said her family didn't want her to get involved, and
Mhm.
there is probably a reason for that, like you said, but we
She's
don't know. I
78
mean,
years old.
she's 78, you know.
She's 78, and her family did not want to get involved. Her family did not want her to get involved. Now, here's my thing. I'm kind of like torn on it, right? While I can understand, like, if my grandmother would be around that age, right? So if my mother or grandmother were like happened upon some YouTube channel and here they are in the middle of a missing persons case, would I want them all out there exposed when they don't even know, like they barely know how to send a text message with an emoji at this point in their lives? No, I probably don't. But I also know that, well, anyways, Chris is about to set that straight too. So we'll come back to it. Hold on.
well, anonymous reporting is perfectly okay.
Yeah, she wasn't
You don't have
going.
He says unanimous, not a unanimous, but we know what he means. He meant anonymous. She could have anonymously reported her tip. TBI will still look into the tip. They will still look into it. It's not going to stop them.
to give information. It has to come of it, but
Yeah,
you know,
we will pass
once
it
again,
across.
this just goes right back to where we keep asking everybody if there's something, just reach out into law enforcement. Just all you got to do is pick up the phone and call them. You don't wait.
But the thing
Call
is,
them
it's not up
immediately.
to us as the public.
The parent of a missing child, multiple parents, because I know Seth has said the same thing. If you see something and you believe you know something, please say something to law enforcement. So that's what the parent is saying. And here this lovely lady here from Crime Stories Obsessed, Crime Stories, is saying, yeah, but we don't know this lady. And what about her feelings? What about my subscribers' feelings, sir? Don't discount her feelings on this.
Public to sift through tips and work out what we feel is right. Not up to us as the public to sift through tips and work out what we feel is right. And
there I do agree. She said it's not up to the public, us, the public, to sift through tips and figure out what's right and what's not. Well, here I would say to you, ma'am, maybe tell that to the lady who called. Tell it to her. Okay.
Genuine and what's not. You know, it's a case of this comes in, you know, this is the information, you decide. It isn't up to us to I know what you're saying.
It is not up to us. So if somebody comes in and says wild shit, it's not up to us to decide if they're telling the truth or not. It is not up to us to figure out if what they're saying is truth or a lie. It's not up to us to determine if they're speculating or if they're speaking facts. That is not up to us. We're just here to listen to it. We're just here to get the views off of it. I don't even know if this page is monetized. Oh, it is, because it says join. We're just here to make the money off of it. Don't mind us. Also, don't hurt the lady's feelings because she matters. She does matter in a general human being sense. Her feelings in my mind do not matter more than the feelings of a parent of a missing 15-year-old boy. Okay.
It does bog them down with all this crap. But
But I'm also saying that you've got folks that come in on your show. Okay. And I'm being very respectful when I say this, but they're coming in on the show.
Super respectful.
And I would say this to any creator out there. When you have somebody that comes on your show and wants to make statements like that, and nobody stops them and asks them the questions that make common sense, like, okay, you don't want to get it reported, you don't want to be involved, that's fine. You know, there's also anonymous reporting that you can put out there.
What? Common sense? You don't really think, listen, common sense isn't very profitable. Let's be real. Drama speculation, theories, wild shit. Very, very, very profitable. Just putting that out there, Chris. But also, I would like you to know, he says, it's cool. But when somebody comes up and they're spewing this bullshit, how come none of you pull out the fucking common sense? How come none of these creators pull out the common sense and say, well, ma'am, sir, that doesn't really make much sense? Well, ma'am, did you know? I get your son doesn't want you to be involved. Did you know you could call anonymously? What? Okay.
And that might help change the narrative as far as whether or not they want to report things. You know, it's just looking out for all parties' interests.
Yeah.
Sebastian being number one, the missing child.
Yeah.
Our son, you know.
That.
It's looking out for all parties that have an interest. Sebastian being number one. And she's like, yeah, I understand. No, do you though, ma'am? Because you just said the caller's feelings mattered more than the parent who is telling you how this impacts or makes him feel. Okay.
But unfortunately, some people are going to have problems, you know. It's difficult. It's difficult. We did get as much information.
It's difficult. What is difficult? There's a couple. Honestly, all of you could be creators, so you're a subscriber. Here's my question to you, okay? Whether you're a creator or not, let's imagine you were a creator. A lot of people are like, I would never be a creator. I don't want that stuff on me. But let's say you're a creator, okay? Do you think it would be difficult if somebody was on your panel saying there is a sighting of him, of a missing boy, with his grandmother at the local Walmart or whatever local store it was she said that the sighting was at, and she's seen it happen? How hard would it be for you to say, where did you take pictures? Did you send it to the TBI? Okay, you sent it to the, no, you didn't send it to the TBI. Your son didn't want you to get involved. Okay, well, why did you bring it to YouTube? Why? Well, do you know you can call TBI anonymously? How hard would that be? But wait, it gets a little better. Hold on.
I don't think she was going to tell us anything about her. I did ask, but she gave us the information of the store. If they can listen to the call, can't they, for themselves? I'll give them the link. They can listen. If they find it a load of rubbish, they can just say no, you know.
I'm going to send the recorded call for that lady on my panel to the TBI. They can listen to it for the details that she gives, and they can see, is it a load of rubbish? So is it all trash information, or is there some validity to it, and they can look into it from there. That's all I can do. Is that all you can do, though? Okay.
They can decide.
Oh, yeah. But I
Plus,
mean,
understand
we're
her
just
mental state also.
help us out on your show and just keep pushing the narrative as far as if you see something, say something, don't wait.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you see something, say something, don't wait.
Absolutely.
every time that somebody fails to make a report and they wait 2
We
days,
encourage
that's
her
2
to call.
days behind on a report or a lead.
Every time somebody waits 2 days to make a report, that's 2 more days they're behind on that lead.
That could be substantial.
Well, I
Nobody
mean,
actually
we did
knows
push
where
it.
these go and how important they are.
We asked her multiple times, like, you know, will you please call in? You know, multiple times. No. First, she said she didn't have a phone or she wasn't allowed to.
So the lady gives them multiple excuses as to why she cannot contact the TBI. That was not a red flag. First, she says she doesn't have a phone, but she's on a call-in show, a live call-in show. What is she calling in on? What doesn't that take a phone? I don't understand. First, she doesn't have a phone. In the end, it's her son doesn't want her to get involved. Ma'am, did you tell your son you fucking are involved now? You're on the internet telling lots of people you're involved. You didn't stay uninvolved. Right. Yes. She doesn't have a phone, but she can go on YouTube. Maybe she's on an iPad. I'll give her that. Maybe she's on an iPad. You can't FaceTime in a tip to the TBI. I don't think so. Maybe she's on an iPad. I'll give her that much. But more so, she's on a call-in show, which is a phone line that you call into. At what point do people set aside the fact they are content creators and realize they are dealing with people in the worst moments in their lives and they are dragging them through hell? I think, Pixie, a lot of people feel like creators have every right to do this, and technically they do, and parents shouldn't watch. We should not have to have any control over what happens on our channel. The parents should just control themselves and stay off social media. And I don't know in what realm people reside in, but social media is a big part of our lives in 2024. So I don't know. I don't know how that's expected truly, but who knows? We're almost done.
And then she mentioned something about her son. It was just, I think, as the call
But if you notice-
progressed, we could kind of
Right,
work
but if
out.
you notice, people are having excuses. Didn't have a phone. My family doesn't want involved.
Yep.
My son doesn't want me to report it.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
She
kind of
still
odd.
could have seen
It's
his
very odd.
stepson. She might
You know,
have
from
seen
the
him.
and if a law enforcement
Now this lady, I don't know who she is. Sorry. I'm chewing ice. And I don't want Burden to be mad at me in case she's in the bushes. So hold on. This lady says, but she still could have seen your stepson. What, ma'am? If she's seen his stepson, then that information should have gone directly to law enforcement, not a YouTube channel. In what world? In what world?
person hears this, they're also going to be just doing the exact same thing. It's very
Well,
odd.
I'd like to
that
think
somebody
they
doesn't
would
want to
look at
report.
all information that comes in. I would like to think that if I sent them the link to this and gave them the time, that they would listen to it and take it seriously.
But would you provide the phone number?
If they want it, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, the thing is that if you're going to send them the link, you would probably need to send them the phone number of the caller at the time,
Yeah.
so that way they could reach out and stuff.
Because here's the thing, TBI can go in there and they could watch your stream. Sure, they absolutely could. I knew it. See, it was in the back of my mind, Burden. They could go in there and sure they could watch your stream, but what good would it do if she didn't give all the information? Now, I do appreciate that she does say that, she's from the UK. She never covered cases for over here because here it's against the law to do things like this. They would get, oh, really? Shout out to the UK for putting that stuff into effect. Wow. Good on them. Good on them. Yeah, I get it, Granny. We're going to learn that in a second.
Instead of having to do extra legs of work to find this person, if you've got the information.
I've got all the information because it's a recorded call, so we're going to go back through it and write everything down, pass on the telephone number. They can make that decision and then they can decide what they want to do with it. I mean, I think we've already decided that it's probably nothing, but she seems to think she's seen him, whether it's because she's seen him somewhere else, like on
That's
Facebook.
her energy.
I don't know, but let them decide. But I know what you mean. It is annoying when things when loads of people are sending in tips that are a load of rubbish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I understand that. I do.
That's good.
So,
I mean,
have you
it's
been,
true. I mean, it just,
have you been searching today then? Have you been busy?
My initial reaction to that part was the shade of it all. Let's not talk about what just happened on my channel. Let's talk about what you did. Have you been searching? Because everybody knows the narrative that's been out there and that's been pushed is the Proudfoots aren't searching for him right now. That's what's put out there, right? So she's like, so what have you been doing, sir? What have you done for your son since you're asking me to do so much? Wow. Okay. Let's see what he says. Now, I'd like to point out, thus far, super respectful, has not been as assertive as he normally is. Got his points, across. But okay. Yes, the goalpost is on the Roomba real quick. Yep. Yep.
I work nights, so I'm just now getting up, and this is what I got up to here.
Oh, you've been on nights?
Yeah.
On a
I'm actually having to go back to work. I actually go back to work.
Do they use cranes during the night?
He says, I'm going back to work. I actually just got up and I'm going, I got to go back to work. And she says, do they use cranes at night? If we all know he's a crane operator and he says he's going to work, ma'am, what? Right, Grain. Catch the ball because it ain't gonna be in the goalpost at all.
Cranes run 24/7 on certain job sites.
Oh,
Yeah.
Over here they don't.
They
Everything
may not
goes-
run like that over in Europe. I'm not sure.
No,
I can't. I'm not gonna.
Listen. I will give him credit for being witty because he has some good comebacks. They may not be like that over in Europe, but here in the U.S., this is how we do it over here. Just so you know, so you don't go and run with this narrative any further. Thank you very much, ma'am. That's how I interpreted what he said.
To speak for Europe.
Oh, okay then. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Chris. It's the first time I've spoken to you. Thank you.
Well, Chris, this didn't go the way I had planned. And you basically have come up and told me that I ain't shit because I use my channel to harm families while caring more about my subscribers than I do about the families of the missing. But it's been nice talking to you. Have a great night.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
So just appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Talk to you again soon.
Y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Now, let me tell you the funny part about this, right? I can almost guarantee you will not see too many creators covering this, right? For me, in my opinion, of course. And the reason why most aren't anyways, I don't like to say it like that. So most creators won't cover this, right? Because he was respectful, because he didn't give out information, and because he called out the bullshit that they do all day, every day. So they're not going to want that out there, right? It goes directly against this narrative that they're pushing against him. I have no clue, Penny. No clue at all how he found it, but I would almost guarantee she has his name in the title of the video. So, and she has 44K subs. So if she's probably higher up on the algorithm and in a live stream at that point in time. So he probably will, he probably can search it. One of the things that I thought was funny is a lot of people are like, oh, you have to go to work. Yes. Because he can't turn in a missing flyer, a missing person's flyer with his electric bill. They don't accept that as payment. He still has to be able to pay it. He still needs to be able to buy groceries because the grocery store it is not a missing person's flyer is not legal tender. So yes, his family has to go to work. Everybody has to go to work. It's how it goes. Hey, Peach. That's just how it goes. And truly, right? Truly, the government doesn't give you money for having a missing child. They're not like, oh, turn in your missing person flyer and we will give you some type of voucher for food, some type of voucher for housing, some type of voucher for this. That's not how it works. They got to go to work. Unless they do a GoFundMe, they put out Cash Apps or PayPals. And I'm not shaming or shading anybody who did that. I'm just saying they got two options. Either they go to work or they collect money from everybody else. It sounds like the Proudfoots chose the route of taking their ass to work. Well, one of them at least for now. Trippy and how contradicting, because I believed her occupation is the first responder, or at least she used to be. I don't know she does anymore, but she was. Yeah, she said she's a paramedic. Yeah, she told us that during the stream. Is how it should work for a period of time. I agree, Grannies. I definitely agree with that. Yep, I agree. And made it public. She's been around for a long time. I did not know that. That channel came up for me. I've never watched. Actually, somebody posted the link in a Discord today with a timestamp, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this is." You know, I don't really follow a lot of it because I feel like it's so disheartening and so discouraging to see like humans being trash people at all times. So I try not to follow it as much, especially because like I've been deep in the Reed trial, which we're going to talk about. But on the flip side of things, this I popped up and I was like, "Oh, okay. If I got a timestamp, yeah, I'll go watch." And sure enough, I listened to it and I was like, what? Did she just say? Did she just say right now, this moment? She told him to be mindful of the caller's feelings. I could never imagine telling a parent that they need to consider somebody else's feelings after that person has been able to say whatever they wanted to say. I clipped that lady and gave the number since she didn't. I clipped that lady? What lady? Oh, you clipped the lady that was on the panel? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know her. Listen, Heels, if you are a friend with this lady, I'm just going to tell you ahead of time so you don't have to drag me tonight. I didn't know you were friends with her ahead of time. Okay. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just joking. But I don't know the lady. I never watched her before. I don't know what she has done. However, I do know that like this wasn't a good look. And considering a subscriber who calls in with speculative talk, speaking as if they are facts, like considering that more than somebody else's feelings, I don't know how I feel like that. I don't know how I feel about that, but it is what it is. Just wondering if anyone would have the guts to say to a loved parent like them, heads would roll. Honestly, Life in the Laundry, here's the difference though, right? I think that she has established enough of a relationship with people in this community. Like I've seen she comes up on a panel and everybody goes silent kind of a thing. Like she has a different level of respect in the community. I truly wish that like they I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was telling them like I have an idea in my head of something that there's a specific creator that I think that they could do great at helping families navigate social media, because it's not just YouTube, right? This happens on Facebook. Those Facebook groups are 99 out of 10 where people get these false ass information, you know? But Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, uh, Instagram, YouTube, like it's not just YouTube that this happens on. It really isn't. So I think that there is somebody that we all know that would be great at creating like, well, I won't tell the whole idea, but it's like a do's and don'ts. You know, a do's and don'ts of what you could do in social media. I think it is I'm going to stop typing tired. Not your feelings, Nunya. Whose feelings? What does it matter if you see something? Shady, this is not an angry stream. Calm down. Oh God. I just love that like you can be such a bitch, but like you are the most like real and like you own it. Like listen, anyways, let me not I'm sorry, that threw me off. Yes, hashtag minimize harm. Yes. And I think that that person could really do some amazing things on helping families. They want to go to social media. They want to be able to speak and talk about it. They want to share the facts. Like it's natural. I get it. And social media can be powerful. There are a lot of times where social media has brought awareness or brought people home or things like that. I mean, honestly, and I know it's not the same thing, but I've seen videos on TikTok where it's like, help me find this person. They really made my day today. And give it a little while, and the sleuth on the internet have now found that person's TikTok page, and now they're connected and they've met in life. I seen a video where a lady, she was out on her balcony just enjoying a sunset, and her neighbor was doing a TikTok dance in the camera, like across on the balcony across from her. And she was like, help me find this person on social media. And literally within days, maybe like 3 days, they had found the other person. So I think I think it's possible, but I just think that there are so many powerful things that we could do a lot better. And yeah, we just, I don't know. I agree. She would be amazing at it. I do too. I just need her to, believe she'd be amazing at it. She is by far one of the most empathetic creators that there is. So I think she'd be amazing, but I got to be able to send her my idea and talk to her about my idea. I could never get her on the phone. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. All right. Let's talk Karen Reed. The numbers are going to drop drastically, but we're not going to be here very long because, probably our hour's almost up. Yep. See, good. Perfect. Karen Reed, day 3. A little bit of a snooze fest. Not too much in there. It wasn't that bad. It was the thing that stands out to me the most is you have 3 people on the stand today, right? 3 witnesses. 3 witnesses at the same exact scene, looking at the same exact thing happening. And every single one of them has a different story. Like it always changes at this one little point. Like they do agree when it comes to like their medical training, they do agree that first they did this, first they, first priority was CPR, second priority was this, right? And they go from there. They go from there, right? And you're like, okay, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Okay, fine. And then they get to, but what did she say? What did you see? And the stories all drastically change. Totally change. And I'm like, what? How did we get here? How did we switch it up that quick? I don't understand. But there's that. John said the judge is setting me the fuck. Listen, I am telling you this. Her huffs and puffs today had me so irritated. I was like, why doesn't she move the mic away from her mouth? It is like she purposely wants people to hear her sigh. Heavy sigh, too. Like a sigh with conviction. Just saying. As soon as I sent my comment, bam, cell phone died. I had it plugged to a cord, not connected to an outlet. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yes, Bev Vader is what Dietz calls her. Bev Vader is, yeah, she is something else. I'll tell you that much. The other thing too is this isn't the angry stream, Johnson. Listen, Johnson was rage typing all day long. Like, did she just? I was like, if she calls one more sidebar to check them, come on, Bev. Come on. I don't know. Kind of starting to feel like there may be some bias showing. And Dees was saying today, like, I'm curious if the jury's going to see it. We'll find out. I don't know if they will or not. Who knows? I'm still on the fence. I still don't know. I don't know what happened. I have no clue. I feel like both sides don't make sense to me, and I have questions about both sides of it. I don't know. Like I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm interested to see if somebody else other than Lolly will be asking questions. Cause my God, my misophonia cannot handle Aunt Bev says. Listen, her sounds are ridiculous. Okay, look it. There is a lady, and I want to know. Don't laugh at me, okay? There's a lady who looks like she has the Hannibal mask on, sitting right next to the witness stand. Or the witness box. Okay. What the fuck is the Hannibal mask that she's wearing? Is that a court reporter? Maybe she talks, she just repeats everything into it that they say. That's the only thing I could kind of come up with. Defense is lucky they get to ask any questions. Yeah, Evil. I agree. I agree. And she only does it during the fins. That's true, but Nunya, honestly, the reason they all get the recounting of their treatment correct is because they are trained in specific orders for assessing and treating. I agree. I do agree. That's why I said, yeah. So she is a court reporter. Oh, a stenographer's mask. Of course, Deets will laugh at me. So she speaks. So she basically is just repeating everything that they say. Is that what she's doing? I was like, who in the world let? Oh, there's no typing in courts anymore. Again, can you tell this is my first trial, like start to finish? I've watched bits and pieces of trial, but I've never watched, like, I've never been this tuned in to watch start to finish. And I'm like, I'm listening for every and anything. I didn't even have to take notes today. I was like, it's not relevant. I did hear McLaughlin say he had a zip up sweatshirt on, and I was like, now here she comes with the damn sweatshirt. They didn't redress him like, you know, those paper dolls you used to have in when you were a kid. They didn't took one off it all, but they put the regular clothes on him, and then they put a coat on him, and then they took the coat off, and then now they put a sweatshirt on him. I'm like, what else is he gonna have? Good golly. I would not want that job. It's real. I learned about it during Murdaugh. Okay. Okay, yeah. Using voice transcription. Okay. So does she have to go home and unload that, and as she is talking, she types it all out for the transcripts? I'm gonna have to do some research on it. I'm gonna have to watch and see what it's about. The judge is what we in these parts call a masshole. Yeah, I haven't even had time to like watch. I'm sure that Tom is out there every day, but I haven't watched the entries into court at all because I've just woke up and went because of the time difference. I just go straight into the court the trial proceedings. That is the job I should have done in life with all those pleasures to have in class, but talks too much report cards, right? Exactly. It's computerized. Oh, interesting. I always ask why they didn't just use recorders instead of stenographers. A judge told me to leave the courtroom. But, I don't know. I feel like you may have said something else too. I got those report cards too. So did I. A Mac in life. So did I. Evil Queen knows. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good night. Those are my only thoughts on day 3. Tomorrow, there's court in the morning for the cross. They're going to finish the cross of McLaughlin, or they're going to do the cross examination, direct cross, whatever it is. Tomorrow morning, first thing. Once that's done, then they're going to travel to the house. So the jury is going to the house tomorrow. And the court order from, I think it was yesterday, came in from, or maybe the day before, from Judge Bev saying nobody could be within 100 feet of the jurors. Nobody can film in that area for fear that, you know, a juror would be filmed. Yeah, I was like, okay, all right. So I don't think we'll see any of the recording of their visit. So it'll be interested to just see how, like, to hear it and go from there. I will say, Deets and I did a little experiment the other night on, what was that, Tuesday night, I think, or Monday night? It started Monday, was openings. I think we did it Monday night or Tuesday night. And when we did our experiment, I think we talked about it on Deets' panel on Tuesday night. So yeah, it was on Monday night that we did it. But we talked about it on Tuesday night, and then lo and behold, yesterday Turtle Boy posted the same experiment out front of the house. And I'm not saying he stole our idea. I'm just saying he's been covering for a year and a half, and he didn't go out there and do it until we talked about doing it on our panel. Just putting that out there. You decide what you think happened from there, okay? It's digital, but she's saying her shorthand, so it'll come out exactly the way they want it. Should finish sometime in 2025 with this schedule. Listen, generally, Jenny, exactly. But no, I guess it'll be done. So what is this, May? 6 to 8 weeks? 6 to 8 weeks for one, and then 2 weeks for the others. So 8 to 10 weeks. So 2 months. So by this time October, we'll know. I don't know. I wonder who told him the idea. I don't know. I'm just saying. He has a friend that also goes around Dietz's channel. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he would do that, but I didn't even mind it because he was in front of the house, and I was like, oh, that's different. And we got to see that the street kind of curves. So with the street curving, that kind of added some different, a different part to it too. So I was like, oh, okay, that was neat to see. So, all right. Well, y'all take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. I just wanted to catch up and talk about those two little things real quick. And y'all enjoy. I think we'll be live for a dramatic reading tomorrow potentially. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Good night, y'all. Talk to you later. Look, I got to do some kind of long drawn out goodbye because Joneson said I just say goodbye and I end it. And that's just my thing. I don't know. There's a curve. No way reverse at 24.2 is happening. Then he hit the curb. Have you not seen that video? I'll have to show you the video. Bob, I do need you to rewind maybe right before your phone died. I need you to go back about 5 minutes and listen to that part of the stream. Thank you. But yeah, he did end up hitting the curb. I'll send you the video. It's on Twitter, but I'll send you the video so you can see it because it was interesting to see. All right. For real. Good night. Goodbye. See you later. Be kind. Bye.